Hey, what's up folks? Jambook Reviews here with another comics review. Today's book is the short story collection GLEEM by Freddy Carrasco. Freddy Carrasco is a Canadian visual artist and musician, currently based in Japan. He started his career in the animation industry, but left because he felt it limited his creative vision. He went on to do projects for several major companies including Microsoft, Nike, Armani, and he even did a toy collaboration with Unbox Industries. In the comics world, he has at least 3 published books, 2 of them with Swedish indie publisher Peow Studio. The first one, Hot Summer Nights, was nominated for an Ignatz Award in 2018, and then GLEEM won a Doug Wright Award in 2020. Now let's look at this soon-to-be out-of-print 3rd edition of GLEEM. First, we have the dust jacket, with this cool design on the front that reminds me of stained glass. Then we have the spine, author at the top, GLEEM in the middle, Peow logo at the bottom. At the back we have this nice little blurb with the baby food motif. You want to know what that is, gotta get the book. On the front flap, the motif is continued with some information about the edition at the bottom. On the back flap we have some quirky designs and a QR code for the soundtrack. Now let's look at the book itself. It's in a beautiful navy blue with white lettering and baby food motif. On the spine is a simplified reversal of the dust jacket, and on the back this neat globe-like structure. Now I'll talk about the interior art. It's mostly black and white, often with heavy contrast for effect. His line work is intentionally rough and a bit squiggly. Simplified where necessary, detailed where necessary. There is definitely a manga influence on his style. It reminds me a bit of Taiyo Matsumoto's work. There is also a blend of Afrofuturism and fashion. Looking for some color pages here. There we go. And we close out with some character portraits as extras. Now I'll briefly talk about the 3 stories in this collection. They are not autobiographical, but real experiences inspired them. The first story takes place in an unspecified church where a young boy named Femi is bored out of his mind. He then notices something peculiar, which turns a boring day in church into a desirable eternity. So you could say the first story explores the theme of escapism, and the medium allowed Carrasco to put a surrealist spin on the mundane. The next story follows 3 characters who are around the same age or maybe a bit older than Femi: Penguin, Froggy, and Abel. They live in a futuristic city where something has happened to a friend of theirs, and they are trying to find a way to help him. This story is the longest in the book and is thematically different from the other 2. It focused on friendship, specifically how far would one go for a friend. The art has a more cyberpunk aesthetic to it compared to the first story, and I love the different styles Carrasco employed. Like in this panel we have the contrast between his usual line art and this pixelated effect to denote a computer screen, while over here there is the use of clustered panels for the parts where the characters were searching through the city. Really cool stuff. The last story is simply about a night at a club. It is a silent comic, so this is where the soundtrack was most useful to me. If there is a theme, it is also escapism like in the first story, but the art reigns supreme here. We get some really cool spreads like this one with a little gutter loss in the middle, and then some color pages to give us that moody nightclub aesthetic. And that's GLEEM. My main criticism of the book is that it's too short. The stories included are the perfect length for their purpose, but because there was minimal dialogue, I went through them very quickly. So maybe the digital bundle with Hot Summer Nights is a better bang for your buck. But no matter the format or medium, you definitely need to get some of Freddy Carrasco's work. Thanks for watching Jam Book Reviews. Later.